Electronic media like TV, computers, smartphones are giving families a way to stay connected during this COVID-19 pandemic. It's also allowing young kids and teenagers to stay on track with distance learning. But we know there's a lot of research out there about the risk of too much screen time. So how do you come up with that balance during all of this social distancing? We asked Dr. Gigi Chawla, Chief of General Pediatrics at Children's Minnesota, to talk to us about this because, Dr. Gigi, you know, it is hard right now. Parents are at home, they're trying to work, the kids are trying to do school, but there's a whole period of time where parents just might need to get things done and say, hey, I know you're watching YouTube and I know it's happening.
Oh, I can't imagine how challenging this is for most families trying to juggle all of those pieces all at the same time. But you know, I think what we're really asking is for families to be watchful of those opportunities where they could choose something else other than screen time and think about those as opportunities to really do that.
How concerned should we be if our kids are getting more screen time than they probably should?
Well, I think in the short term, you know, that is really just what we all have to do right now. In the long term, we know that there can be really harmful effects from extensive media or screen time use, especially when it is about video games and aggression and things like that. And so you do have to be very careful about the options that you are choosing for screen time activities for kids.
Talk to us a little bit about, it may be hard to follow the full recommendations while everybody's at home, but what are some things that you could do to try and kind of come closer into line with them?
Well, I mean, I think first of all, right now, school is all about screen time. And so that portion of a screen time activity is not the screen time that we're worried about. In an asynchronous mode, you know, getting your kids up and moving is really important just to kind of break things up for them mentally also, like getting them out and running around just like you would for recess. But for non-school related screen time, you know, some of those opportunities to really think about getting kids away from the news and making sure they're not hearing as much as you're hearing it potentially, and also looking at opportunities to just say, okay, we're not going to watch another movie. We're not going to, you know, put on the TV again. We're not going to watch video games. We're going to get outside and we're going to get our bodies active.
Can you talk a little bit about that? You just said that for school time, that's not the time you're concerned about. Are we as effective learners on these devices as we would say in a classroom? Are we even close on that one? Could this media be helping us?
Yeah, I think that there are some instances in which, you know, screen time, especially for some populations of kids, show really good evidence about education and learning. And for younger kids, I think it might be a little bit harder. You're really just trying to engage them, but doing that with an adult next to you and in being part of that learning can be really helpful. I think what teachers in person are so good at is individualizing that learning for kids specifically. It might be a little bit more difficult on you know, a platform to be able to do that. But as far as media in general, there's definitely populations of kids for whom media is critical, especially teenagers right now, and making sure that that is their way to stay connected to their friends and cohorts.
Absolutely, because we have to understand how important that is for them right now. Dr. Gigi, thanks so much for talking with us about this today.
Thanks for having me.
Jason?